get it.
Yes,
New
sir.
supporters, old supporters, man. Episode 369 of the Faison Podcast. We here, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we got much to talk about today. For real, I just want to know what we're going to talk about first. But ultimately, we got to talk about Usher and the Taylor Swift Super Bowl now.
Wait, what?
It's the Usher, now Taylor Swift Super Bowl, because you know they wanted this from the beginning. Since Taylor Swift got with Kelsey.
Performing? Who said
she ain't performing. She not performing.
I was about to say.
She bringing them dollars. She
Listen,
bringing them dollars.
That's fine.
She's bringing them dollars.
That is fine. You had me thinking like Usher was about to share the stage with her. Like,
no, it's not sharing the stage, but you know how much money they're gonna make off of her just being there. For sure.
That's fine.
You know how much money she gonna make off of just being there.
I mean, the Super Bowl is gonna make money regardless.
Yeah, for sure. But they also put a stat out there that she made the NFL $330 million this year. $330 million this year.
I don't get it.
And we can go right into this conversation, bro. Shannon Sharpe says Beyonce doesn't move the needle like Taylor Swift.
That's cap.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
I disagree.
Wholeheartedly disagree.
I get what he's saying, but I disagree.
I get what he's saying, but also if Beyonce was in a relationship with a player and she was showing up to every game, and they're both mega stars. Let's not forget who Beyonce is. I understand Taylor Swift. She has a certain demographic. You know who? It's like the younger ages of 13 and below. But Beyonce is international too, so don't get that confused. I feel like the conversation, you know what I'm saying? I get the premise of the conversation that she brings in the dollars. But Beyonce.
I'll put it to you like this. Both stars had concerts that they put in theaters. Beyonce had a Netflix one, but she had her Renaissance thing in theaters this year too, and Taylor Swift had a thing this year too. Now, I don't follow Taylor Swift like that, so I'm sure the numbers were crazy. I don't know them. But I know for a fact that Beyonce's thing was like a movement with droves of people going to the movies to see her thing in theater. I don't know if that was the same case with Taylor Swift. But and if it was, Beyonce still proved that she herself can do it.
Exactly. And
I think with the Netflix thing as well.
And, with Beyonce, the way I feel like it's different, she reaches all types of demographics. I'm not saying Taylor Swift doesn't, but you have older men, older ladies. You have the younger demographic. You got the millennials. You got everybody loves Beyonce. So I understand that Taylor Swift is bringing in dollars, but let's not get it confused.
It was funny because my students were asking me about Kanye West today. They were like, "Do you hate Taylor Swift because you like Kanye West?" I was like, "No, I don't hate Taylor. I don't hate Taylor Swift, and certainly not because of that. Like, no."
And Taylor Swift's her brand is humongous. She's a megastar.
Yeah.
But I feel like who moves the needle? These certain celebrities that move the needle. I just think it's really just these three.
I couldn't say.
I feel like it's Beyonce.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Rihanna. And I feel like it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you like one moves the needle more than the other. But to say that Beyonce doesn't move it like Taylor Swift,
come on, that's crazy.
Honestly, the fact that she's having this effect in the NFL is weird to me. It shows you how much she moves the needle. Because I'm like, Taylor Swift fans are really just tuning in to watch football because Taylor Swift is at the game. Like you're only going to see 30 seconds of her. Like this is a football game.
For sure, but
so the fact that these people are watching
guess what?
football
in the NFL, they know what they're doing because every 5 seconds, Travis Kelce get the ball, he score any type of it's panning right to her.
But I'm like, that shows you just the effect she has because her fans tune in to watch football games just for those 30 seconds of her. And I don't get it, but that just shows me,
And I feel like the same would go for Beyonce if I'm just saying hypothetically, she was dating like a Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
she will be seen every 5 seconds. The NFL knows what they're doing. Ever since they got together, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, sure. And Travis Kelce it's not like a Simone Biles situation. No disrespect to dude, but you don't really know dude's name. Travis Kelce.
He's Travis Kelce. He's probably the greatest tight end of all time.
If he wins the ring this year, he is. I'll stop arguing it because before I was still on Tony Gonzalez based on a numbers thing. Tony Gonzalez. If he gets a third championship, I'm like, it's Travis Kelce.
In my GOAT tight end rankings, I have this for me right now. It's between Gronk and Travis Kelce, 1A, 1B. Right after that, I got Tony Gonzalez, and then right after that, I might have I ain't gonna lie, based off of numbers, Shannon
Sharpe is there
for sure. So those are the top. Those are about the top 3 and 4
for me. It was like Tony Gonzalez, Gronk and Kelsey. But I feel like if Kelsey gets a third ring, it's got to be.
Yeah. He just passed Jerry Rice for all-time catches in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, that speaks for itself.
And those who us like people, he just became good with Mahomes and he just became known with Taylor Swift. Those of us that watch football, know that I've always been a Travis Kelce fan. Know that Travis Kelce has been a dog for a very long time. With Alex Smith days, like he's been very good.
And now Patrick Mahomes, he's in the GOAT conversation. No matter if you like him or not, he's in the GOAT conversation. Let's go over these stats, y'all. 2-time out of 4 to 6 years, he's been in the Super Bowl. Out of 6 years straight, he's been in the AFC Championship.
Let me see if I can find these numbers real quick.
A two-time Super Bowl MVP, a 2-time league MVP, a 2-time Super Bowl winner. And guess what? He's 14-3 in the playoffs. Guess how many wins Peyton Manning got? He's 14-13. Yeah. He's in that.
Now he played much longer, but still.
But that's my point.
That's the point.
Patrick Mahomes has only been in the league for 6 years. And the only person that compares, of course, is the GOAT Brady, because in his first 7 years he had 3 Super Bowls. He had the MVPs to match. But also, there's one thing that Brady didn't have in his first 6 years. He didn't have league MVPs.
Yeah.
Mahomes got 2 league MVPs already.
Brady's gonna have to. I mean, Mahomes is gonna have to win 4 or 5 rings to beat Brady because
for sure.
Because the only thing that he like Brady's smart getting out the league. The only thing that's held over is the fact that the only person that beat him was Tom Brady. It was
Tom Brady and Joe Burrow.
So that's
I feel like this and guess what, Hugh? I don't feel like he's the GOAT right now. Brady's still the GOAT, but I feel like that conversation moves the goalpost. Yeah. Because we don't call Eli Manning the GOAT because he beat Tom Brady. We don't call what's it called? What's your boy in Philly who beat we don't call Nick Foles the GOAT because he beat Tom Brady. So I understand that yes, the matchup, and he did beat him in the matchup.
Well,
but that's not to say
when he beat him, he won his 7th Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure. But if
no one else has beaten him.
If Mahomes get to, I'll say about 4 or 5, then I think the conversation.
So
really
right
goes
now,
elsewhere.
these are the stats. As far as first 7 NFL season, Tom Brady went 82 of 26. That's the win-loss record, and including the playoffs, Mahomes is 87 of 25. So 5 more wins, 1 less loss. 225 yards per game for Brady, 296 yards per game for Mahomes. 3 Super Bowl wins, 3 Super Bowl appearances. I'm sorry, 3 Super Bowl wins out of 3 appearances. 2 Super Bowl wins out of 4 appearances for Mahomes.
That's different.
Yeah,
that's different, bro. This man is different. You like him or not, this man is different.
He came out of nowhere too. I ain't no way. I don't know how you found this kid at Texas Tech.
Right.
Like what?
And if I'm the Bills, I'm sick because I traded that pick to actually move up in the draft and didn't get Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I'll be sick. Yeah. And what Patrick Mahomes just did this year, again, another year without Tyreek Hill. That was the flack.
Or Eric Bieniemy.
Another year without Tyreek Hill, Eric Bieniemy. This man has went back to the Super Bowl with no wide receivers for real. Yes, you can say he has Kelsey.
44 drops.
Come on now.
44 drop passes. Worst year statistically for himself.
Beat the Dolphins, beat the Bills, and beat the Ravens at home, who has not.
He had first year not playing with home field advantage. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
It did not matter.
You gotta give him that credit.
Like it did not matter one bit.
Because that Ravens game surprised me. Even though I understand how great Mahomes is and the Chiefs were, but I feel like the Ravens was going to do their job. Defensively, I'm not going to lie, they did their job. You can't stay on the field multiple times and then shut the Chiefs out in the whole second half and y'all don't score.
3 turnovers, they didn't capitalize on one of them.
Not one of them. And
now, you can't win a game if you have 3 turnovers. You just can't. I'm sorry.
For those Lamar critics, he did what he had to do. Because guess what? You can't perform and expect him to perform every single play if he does not have the line to do that. They were blitzing and they were getting to him on the blitz. And then when he completed the passes, Zay Flowers, on those 2 plays back to back, you get a penalty, costly penalty. Yeah. Then the next play, you fumble.
The very same person that you would
come on now.
I got to keep the same energy that I had with Josh. And I'm glad most of the sports analysts did as well. Because I felt the same way about Josh Allen. I was like, listen, I felt like Josh Allen made the plays he should have made to win the game. But there were his teammates. It's a team sport. His teammates didn't make those plays that he needed to make to win the game. But I feel like he made those plays. His teammates fell short. I feel like the same thing with Lamar. Other than the The horrible interception. I don't know why he threw that pass.
That's a bad interception.
Other than that, I feel like there were plays that Lamar made, but his people fell short.
For sure.
But as the QB, you got to take the blame. So for me, I like, because football is the ultimate team sport. Mm-hmm. I get the guy that makes the most money and the quarterback gets all the blame. But for me, like, this is the ultimate game about accountability. I hold everybody accountable, But I like to see that sports analysts were keeping the same energy they had with Josh Allen, because everyone wanted to blame Josh Allen and say, hey, another year, you didn't get it done. So I'm like, okay, hold on. This scenario is the same. Mm-hmm. Lamar didn't play as well, but he did make plays that he could have won the game, but his teammates fell short. Mm-hmm. Are we going to give all the blame to Lamar, or are we going to make excuses because we like Lamar? Mm-hmm. And some folks were like, no, he choked. So I'm like, I don't necessarily, I wouldn't say the word choked, but I like the fact that the same energy is being kept. It's like, you have to. Because I felt the same thing happened with Josh Allen. It was like,
and ultimately in this game too, Hugh, you have to, as referees, make the calls when they need to be made.
Yep.
There was 3 pass interferences on the Chiefs that they did not call, blatant pass interferences too, that could have changed the magnitude of the game. Of course, the Ravens, they were struggling all game, so you can't just blame it on the refs that they lost. But the refs, you have to make the call. They tackled likely in the middle of the field. Then the Odell on the sideline, he held him. Come on,
that was also. I blame that also on the Ravens.
This is blatant.
I blame that also on the Ravens on the game plan, because it was clear and evident that Odell should have been playing that whole game. He was providing a certain spark to the offense. It was well too late, but he was providing a certain spark to the offense when he got in. Not only that, he's the only one on that offense that has actually played in this game. NFC Championship, won the Super Bowl, played in the Super Bowl, got hurt. Heck, even the Super Bowl, had he stayed healthy the whole Super Bowl, he might have won the Super Bowl MVP. Yep. That would have been a blowout, because they had nothing for him. Who was it? The Bengals. They had nothing for Odell. They had nothing for him. But yeah, even just watching those little bit of plays from the Ravens, I'm like, he should have played more. And then it's like they dropped back on 82%. 82% of the time they drop back. And I'm like, you guys led the league in rushing attempts. You have a dual threat quarterback. For you to not run the ball as much. And Gus Edwards had less than 25 yards.
Gus Edwards, Hill, and Dalvin Cook on your team. You got to run the ball.
Gus Edwards had less than 25 yards.
And they were never down by that much.
They were never down by that much.
Not to keep on the game.
I think I saw read option one time. Yeah. I think I saw read option one time.
They got away from the game plan.
Yeah. They got away from those things what they do that's good.
Speaking about getting away from the game plan, Lions, you're up 24-7. Dan Campbell, I'm putting this on you.
Yep, you got to.
You are up by two to 3 scores. You kicked a field goal. It's 27-7. Okay, the momentum,
and they already missed the field goal.
The momentum,
the Niners.
All right, you have to keep everything, the momentum going for your team, and understand that you're on the road. You missed this field goal. They come back. They get a field goal. They come back. They score off of the tip pass. IU catches it. Now, right then and there, I knew the game was about to turn.
Momentum, yeah.
That was it. Dan Campbell, you went for it twice on 4th down. I understand without the sacrifices that you made throughout the year, and you're playing like that.
And I understand that that's part of their DNA to go for it.
Situational football. This
matters.
Is not Madden,
This is not the regular season either. This is not the regular season. Facts. I understand you've been going for it all year. You've been successful at it all year. This is not the regular season. You need you need all the points. You don't leave these points on the table. Not in this game. Especially if because you said in the post-game interview, this may have been our only shot, because it's hard to get back in. Knowing that, why?
Right.
You got 6 points on the table.
And it's not like it's 4th and 1. And regardless if it's 4th and 1, you still take the points. You're in the league.
You gotta take the points.
You're in the league. It's 24-7.
You gotta take the
points. Now you got people getting beat up in the back alley who bet on this game. Yeah. Goodness gracious, bruh. You lost me mad money. I'm gonna be selfish right now. You lost me mad money, bro. And the thing about it is, if I'm a Lions fan, I am sick to my stomach.
Yeah, that city
30-year drought, and they deserve that, bro.
That city went through a lot.
They deserve that.
But I'm not a participation guy. But considering the drought they went through, it has to be nice to just,
yes, for sure,
and to see that there's a prosperous future ahead of you.
To be there,
you don't have to worry about whether next year you're gonna be trash. You don't have to worry about that. You at least know those years of you being horrible, those decades are over at least for the most part.
But Hugh, just like we said about the GOAT debate with Brady and Mahomes, they make it look easy, but it is difficult to get to a Super Bowl.
It is very difficult.
You are right there. And now these are coaching things that you have to take your ego aside and take the points.
You got to. Not only that, you have to learn. You got to learn from past scenarios. Like you had a game against the Cowboys where obviously you should have won that game because the refs goofed it. But in that moment, you still could have went back after they goofed it, took the points, went to overtime, and beat the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? And either way, even if you had lost in overtime, the story would have been the story still. The refs messed that up. Correct. But you got to learn from that. You know what? I didn't take the points last time. You take them this time. Because that game mattered too. But this game mattered more than that one. Like, you know, I'm just like.
And it's like you got to learn from your mistakes. Like you just said, Hugh.
Got to learn from him. But shout out to Brock Purdy, man. He beat not that I don't hate Cam Newton, and Cam Newton is well within his right. You start by saying he's well within his right to critique the quarterback position. He's played this game. From every level, he has been one of the best we've seen at quarterback. From college, he was the best player in college. He was the best player in the NFL. So he's well within his right to critique it. But Brock Purdy beat the Cam Newton allegations, 100%. You cannot call that dude a game manager. I can tell you what a game manager is. First of all, this very same game last year, the Niners lost it when Brock Purdy got hurt.
True.
So that's number one. Number two, the last time they were in it, not last year, I think they played the Packers. Or there was the year where they lost to Mahomes in the Super Bowl. They beat the Packers that year. The score was 37-24. Jimmy G went 6 for 8 and 77 yards, no touchdowns. He threw the ball 8 times. Raheem Morris had 29 carries and 220 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's a game manager. They didn't put the ball in Jimmy's hands to say, go win the game. They put the ball in Raheem Morris's hands to win the game. Jimmy G threw the ball 8 times for less than 100 yards.
Fast forward to this.
They put the ball in Brock. Yes, they gave it to McCaffrey. Of course they did. But they for sure gave the ball to Brock Purdy.
He made some clutch throws.
He made plays, man. With his legs, with his arm. Not only that, you're forgetting about the fact that this guy was Mr. Irrelevant. I'm tired of him being penalized because he has great receivers and great tight ends and defense on his team. I don't control who I get drafted to. At the end of the day, I was the lowest man on the totem pole. I was the very last pick in the draft. Nobody expected this from me, especially not in year 2.
That's true. Yeah, in year 2 at that.
Like, you have to give him his credit, especially if he wins. I think he deserves it now. Just like when you look at, he was down against the Packers, came back and won. He played horrible the whole game. But in that moment where he needed to make a drive to get them down there, he did it. He was down 3 scores in this game. What was it, 24-7? That's 3 scores. He was down 3 touchdowns in this game. Technically 4, because 3 touchdowns is 21 points. So he was down 4 scores in this game. And he came back and won. You have to give that dude his credit, man. He beat the Cam Newton allegations. I'm not saying he's Josh Allen, Mahomes, and Burrow in them, but he's not a game manager. He for sure moves the needle for that team. They're not there if he's not playing football.
I agree. He solidified it with this game.
Yeah.
And last game too.
Yes.
Both down.
Both
down in critical time, critical situation. We need this pass. We need you to use your feet to actually help us win, lead us to this win.
And yeah, he had a throw that should have been picked, but that happens in football. Sometimes you get plays where, things happen.
Regardless, that was a PI too, so.
Yeah, and it's like, listen, that happens to everybody. Lamar had a throw to bat it, and he caught it. Sometimes things just bounce your way. And the very next possession for the Lions, dude number 9, I think it was Turpin, he almost dropped it.
Yeah, and
it's still those things happen. It doesn't change the rest of the game, all the other throws that he made that were like important. So I think he definitely beat those allegations.
49ers or the Chiefs Super Bowl, who you got?
I want the Niners to win. Like, I want the Niners to win, but I cannot bet against Mahomes and Kelsey and Andy Reid.
I'm right with you. I want the Niners to win, but it's hard to bet against the Chiefs, man. It's hard to bet against Mahomes and Kelsey and Andy Reid,
bro. Like,
it's tough.
Oh my god,
it's tough. And I feel like we said, if Patrick Mahomes get this 3rd ring somehow, he is number 2. I don't care. I don't care. I ain't gonna lie. He jumped over a lot of people for me. Because it's so early in his career, bro. He's only been in the league for 6 years, man. Bro.
He's our age. He's 28.
Like, come on now. Come on.
I have Peyton Manning as like number one for me.
He's
like
facts. He's
like
my
overall his
number
is Tom Brady, but like as far as like playing the quarterback position, for me it was Peyton Manning. Like he broke every quarterback record ever known to man in a short amount of time. It was like the way he was so smart. I was just like, yo, like for me it was always Peyton, but like if he gets this third ring, I'm like, yeah, Peyton still be top 5, but I have to
surpassed Peyton.
I had to put him above, you know. So and I like what Shannon said. Listen, no disrespect to Lamar, Burrow, or Josh Allen, but Mahomes is in a different league. He's in a different class. I have no doubt that those guys will win rings the same way all those guys in Brady's class won rings, except for Phillip Rivers. But the road goes through Mahomes. Yeah, you're gonna have to go through Mahomes to get him.
Yeah, hey, simple as that. Simple as that.
He through this disappointment of.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about this. Meg, over this past weekend dropped the diss track called Hiss. She referenced a lot of people in the industry. She and also Nicki Minaj. She talked about Nicki Minaj in her diss as well too. All right. And Nicki Minaj, for the last 72, I don't know how many days now, has just been going on a rant just herself. All right, and she dropped her diss track, Bigfoot. Let's just go straight off of the diss tracks. Meg won this. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care if you like Meg or not. Meg can actually rap. She can actually rap. She can make songs. She can really rap.
She said they not mad at Megan. They are mad at Megan's Law. When I looked up what that was, I was like,
was a bar.
Yo. I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah, that was a bar.
And the fact that her name was Megan was like the icing on the cake. I was like, oh, my God.
And do I feel like Meg raps better than Nicki? No.
But the best rapper doesn't always, come out on top of these situations.
But also with Nicki Minaj, I feel like went wrong in this. She talked about it so much, and then once she put it in the diss track, it's like, bro, we already heard it. And then just like the ranting, it's like, dag, bro, like it's excessive.
Weird.
And the only thing
when she was rapping.
And the biggest critique that I have about Nicki Minaj, because she's great. She to me is the greatest rapper for me, female rapper. But the critique I have about her is that this is a point in time when she should just be riding off into the sunset. You're already a legend. You're an icon. You already did all of that. Let these young women artists do what they have to do and continue to support them. I feel like that's the disconnect that she has with the Cardi, the Lotto, and Meg. When you have competition that is getting to a certain status, it's like you try to downplay what they're doing and their greatness.
Yep.
Like instead of just, instead of just combining.
Because how did this even come about?
Collaborating.
Was she talking about her when she was promoting her album?
I think it came about. I could be wrong, but I think it came about when Meg and Cardi started working together back in like 2020. And Nicki Minaj and Meg have had a track before. But after that, Meg started working with Cardi. But I do think it's because of that. It could be something else. But I
wasn't watching any of the Nicki promo. I'm like, was she, in some of her interviews, did she talk about Meg or something like that? I'm like, I'm trying to figure out where this came from Meg. Like, I don't know.
And I feel like that's what it is from. Meg has been talking about, Nicki has been talking about Meg. It's kind of been a little bit back and forth, like here, jab stone. But also, I just feel like, man, I feel like this is just excessive. I feel like it's excessive. I do not feel like it's rules to rap beef, but
yeah, like that was my thing. Listen, because they almost like, why would she even respond with a rap? Because Nicki is an MC. As I get it, like there are certain rules to this when you come from a certain type of cloth in rap. Like as MC, if an MC says your name in a record or raps, sends a song your way, you send bars back. That's how it goes. I'm not mad at that. Mm-hmm. I'm just mad at the way she did it. I'm like, it was horrible.
I feel like the song in which Nicki dropped would have resonated better if she did not talk about it throughout. Since Meg dropped, she was talking about the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot.
She was trying to be cute, and when she was rapping, like switching like the way she dude. I'm like, what do you think, Nicki? Just rap.
Like just rap.
Just rap. Just rap. Just do all of that and just rap. Because some of the stuff she said was actually alright, but it was like the way she was delivering it. It was like Nicki, like just rap. Like I'm telling you, it's usually because she's 0-2 now.
She went totally roaming on us.
She did the same thing when she went up against Remy. She was trying to be cute about it, and it's like the person that's taking this more seriously is the person that's going to win. Like Remy was not playing with you.
Yeah, she is.
She wasn't.
I remember
she was not playing with you. Yeah, she was not playing with you.
Crazy.
And like the same thing here, like you were trying to be cute, and it was like so bad, yo. I'm just like,
cringy.
Oh my god,
it was cringy. And I'm a Nicki fan. But
Me too. I was just like,
this was cringy, bro. You gotta call a spade.
Some people just aren't that good when it comes to like they're elite lyricists. Doesn't mean you're good at this part of it. Mm-hmm. I noticed that with Young Money because I remember when Wayne and Push went out and Push put his diss. I was like, yo, Push went crazy. And when I heard Wayne's diss, I was like, what is this? I was like, it's like again, like there was like a disconnect in how you approach these things. Mm-hmm. And so I'm looking at like Wayne's record and Nicki's record, and Drake clearly understands how to do this.
He does.
He's got one loss. He's like 2-1. He's got one loss in the resume. He understands how to do this. You know, there's a certain, but it's just a certain way that you go about doing this when responding to like with diss records. And I'm just like, Nicki was trying to be cute about it. I'm just like, there's a certain way.
You just gotta go in. And I feel like the only critique I have about Meg, and as far as like her diss, I feel like it's becoming watered down with the Tory Lanez situation.
Yeah.
I understand that you went through that because she had dropped the previous song Cobra, and when she went at party and went on everybody about the tour. I just feel like okay now.
I just caught that Cobra hit.
Yeah, it's a play on words. I feel like she's got something else that's dropping that's going to be fire too. But it's just like that's the only thing I feel like my only critique about Megan this track.
You know what's bad when
it's
bad when your fans are like begging you to stop. Like they say, like Nicki said she got 4 more. Everyone was like, please no, like. I was like, yeah, this is bad. Yeah. Then she made an acapella version. I was like, there's no way you thought this sounded better without music. It's actually worse. Yeah. Like, it's actually worse without music. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That was an L.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and honestly, what you seen in that situation with Meg, sometimes it's best not to respond. Respond with bars. She dropped her song. She ain't say nothing else.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what swayed the beef as well on Meg's side, because Nicki was just going on and on and on and on. And then also a lot of the fans got in their feelings because Nicki Minaj did talk about Meg's deceased mother, and that's what a lot of people was just like, you know what I'm saying? I know it's not rules and rap beat, but a lot of people was just turned off
some people's
about
minds.
That. You know what I'm saying?
That's a classic right there.
And like we said, it would be better if it was presented in bars.
Yeah, like just I don't even want to talk about this for real.
Yeah, this rap. Hey, rap beef. We want to hear bars.
Yeah, I wasn't here for the Twitter mess and the internet games and the barbs attacking people back and forth, which is also a horrible thing. I wish Nicki would check her fan base more often. There's this one guy. He had something to say. He went viral. Now his family's getting death threats and whatnot. But I'm not here for that. I was just only here for the bars. The only thing I was paying attention to. Like, I listened to Meg's thing, listened to Nicki's thing. That's what I was here for.
Yeah, we want to hear rap.
That's all I'm here for.
We definitely want to hear rap. Yeah. That's hilarious. Like, we all seen her we was excited for her, and then she announced it herself, and they basically like Power 105 and Breakfast Club was like, we ain't say that. You know what I'm saying? And then it got into it where they were asking Charlamagne questions about Jess, and they kind of had a little back and forth. So now when I come in the workplace, now it's awkward.
Yeah.
I always believe do not play your hand too early. And that's just real.
Shoot, we saw that with the what happened with that? It was 2 incidents with that. Freaking Omarion was supposed to be on Bear Rock, and he put the song out too early, so Wayne kicked him off and put Lloyd on there. And he ruined that.
We seen another one where Trippie Redd had a song with Drake, and he kind
of
Trippie Redd had a song with Drake that was about to come out, and he kind of, you know what I'm saying, alluded to it too early, and then you ain't getting no feature.
No, the one that I heard recently that was the worst one. As a fan, the worst one was T-Pain said he had a song with him, Usher, and Michael Jackson. And he had a dude that was singing the reference for it. The dude got excited and put the song out. And so when he put the song out, Michael didn't want to do the song no more. Yep, and then I heard the song and I was like, I want that man found and jumped. Multiple times.
Facts.
Like jump him, and then when he finally gets home, have other guys like jump him again. Like,
yeah, to your point, you can't play your hand too early, bro. Just wait for the things to just be genuinely announced. Like, I feel like that happens.
Oh, you know who else almost messed that up? Dr. Dre.
With what?
When he got the Beats, when he got the Beats deal.
Oh, okay.
When he sold it to Apple, when he was all on IG Live with Tyrese and them saying first hip hop billionaire, and people start crip walking, he was in the joint drinking, you know, and you just got this sale, but now you making the brand look bad Because you on there drinking and cussing and saying, and Tyrese Crip walking.
You can't do that.
Yeah, it's like, and Jimmy IV had to fix that. Like, he almost messed that up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how you fumbled the bag right there.
Yeah, he got the money. He got his money, but it was just like, man, he like, I remember that. He almost messed that whole thing up. Like, I remember that.
Yeah, and then and like you said, it messes the view of like the brand that you're actually collabing with, or trying to get the contract from. It messes up.
You could have did all that after the ink was dry.
Yeah, for sure.
As soon as the ink was dry.
For sure.
Because you weren't even the first billionaire after that.
Yeah.
Because taxes hit, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, still, that was a huge deal. That was still a huge deal. But yeah, like, man, he almost messed that up. And shout out to Jess Hilarious. Shout out to Jess Hilarious.
Shout out to Jess Hilarious, for sure.
I'm not the biggest fan or whatever, but that's still a big deal.
Yeah, that's
shout out to her.
Shout out to her. And I want to talk about this because you did bring up Cam Newton. Cam Newton also said that Lamar Jackson is the biggest Raven that there has been in some type of context.
That's got to be a generational thing.
I feel like just in the generational or not, the Ravens wouldn't be who they are without Ray Lewis.
They have two
without Ray Lewis. And Reed, Terrell Suggs, of course, but Ray Lewis. Think about Baltimore Ravens were founded in 1996. 96 was Ray Lewis's rookie year. They won literally 2001. Ray Lewis had been the foundation and structure of that team.
One of the greatest defenses ever.
Arguably one of the greatest NFL players and defensive players of all time.
Yeah.
Besides LT, Ray Lewis is right there, linebackers and just defensively. So I feel like Lamar, he would get there. We have to wait until his career is done to say that.
He gotta get some jewelry too.
You got what I'm saying? Yeah.
You comparing him to Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis got jewelry, man.
Ray Lewis got 2 Super Bowls, bro.
Lamar does not, and I get what he's trying to say because Lamar, represents a certain type of, I don't want to say blackness, but
yeah, like the Raven, like to be a Baltimore Raven for sure.
Because everyone's biggest thing with Lamar is that he's from the hood and wears his hair so well. I'm just like, man, for me, it's like, I get what you're trying to say, but I'm like, he's a black man. Like, I hate the stigma that like he's a more ghetto black. And so because of that, he means more. I'm like, no, I mean, I think dude's he's a black man.
And Lamar Jackson is him. He is him.
Yeah, he's a black man. He's doing well. I think that's enough. I think we can celebrate other black men that aren't necessarily like that.
But Ray Lewis to the Ravens, it speaks for itself. And even Lamar Jackson would say that. And then also right after Ray Lewis, you have Ed Reed, the greatest safety ever, in my opinion, to ever play. Like they set the foundation for what the Ravens are today. Even that mantra, and even how we look at the Ravens, that is stemmed from Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Terrell Suggs.
I do not agree that Lamar's not yet.
Yeah, like I said, man, Cam has been saying, a lot of hot takes, and like we said, we had to respect his opinion because guess what? He's been. And I think
he got that from a Baltimore native. He said he talked to a Baltimore native, and somebody from Baltimore said that, and I'm like, I don't care if you're from Baltimore or not. If you would have asked you asked 100 people in the city, more of them would have said Ray Lewis.
Yeah, and that's why I really wish the Ravens really went to this the Super Bowl this year because I wanted so badly for Lamar to win his first ring. Everything that has been going as far
all
as
the things said,
all the things that said, all the naysayers, all the haters. I really wanted him to win, and then it would have been a storybook finish if they played the Lions. Yeah. This was like the Super Bowl. Really, I mean, honestly, that nobody wanted. Even people wanted the Ravens and 49ers, but. Hey, this man Patrick Mahomes, bro. I don't know. This man Patrick Mahomes.
He's different.
He's different.
I
don't know what else to say.
And he makes it look easy.
Yeah, he's different, bro. The plays he was making in that game.
But did you see 11 passes to Travis Kelce, all 11 caught? Even the one he kind of threw on third down, he flicked it up, and Kelce just twisted his body. I was like, ain't no way.
They insane, bro.
I was like, ain't no way.
They insane. They got
I was like, yo, man.
They got that for sure.
I just
ain't nothing.
We gonna find out in 2 weeks, man.
Greatness.
We gonna see
y'all
in 2 weeks.
Let us know who y'all have as well too.
Someone will be immortalized in 2 weeks,
for sure. And also on our next show and our next podcast, like we said, we're gonna do what Hugh was saying as far as the 2000 R&B songs and also the 90 songs as well. We're gonna talk about that as well.
Yeah, your favorites, by the way.
All right, yeah. Absolutely favorites. I'm going to make my list. I'm going to make my list as soon as possible. Hey, man, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to Faison View Podcast, man. Thank you guys for the new supporters, new listeners, all right, old supporters. Hey, thank you guys every single day, all right? All right, much love. We out of here.